Chris Gore showed up at our door with a suitcase full of DVDs. He's either run away from home or it's DV Doomsday. Plus, well, her tongue is already famous, but what about her views on the current state of the MMO? Jessica Chobot returns. And finally, Brendan heads down to Wired Magazine's Next Fest to jack flying cars and get really creeped out by robots like this one.
I'm Philip K. Dick, live from Los Angeles. It's Attack of the Show.
Pick up on this.
Hi, welcome to the show. This is Attack of the Show. I'm Adam Sessler, who you usually don't see here, but nonetheless, I'm here. You may have to live with it for the next hour. But this is Kevin Pereira.
This is, and you normally see me here, and yes, nonetheless, you'll have to live with me for the next hour or so.
Kevin,
yes,
we'll get the show going. You went and did something last night that I didn't get to do.
That's right.
And would you like to talk about it in a very non-explicit way?
Well, first of all, she was blonde, and her name was Tracy.
Really?
No, War of the Worlds, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I got to see an advanced screening of War of the Worlds. Without spoiling it, I'll just say that, yes, it is awesome. Everybody should see it. But what's more interesting was these two guys in the corner of the theater in the front wearing suits. One guy had a briefcase with two antennas coming out of the briefcase and a little light, and he was poking and prodding and listening to headphones. I went and talked to him after the show. One guy looked like he was going to slap me silly. They're from a service called SISS Limited, which, you know, upon looking at their website, they're like trained in counterterrorism, spy tactics and measures or whatever.
Oh, is this because of piracy?
They were there to stop people from filming the show. I mean, and this guy had, like I said, two giant antennas coming out. He even put like a little reflector beacon on it at some point, and they're all watching out for people taking photos of the aliens.
I actually read yesterday that at the New York premiere, they actually had to take Spielberg's cell phone away. Because they're worried that even the man who made the movie himself. Yes, I guess.
It said it in the invitation. No camera phones, nothing allowed. They were wanding people going in. It was
wanding.
Like, yeah.
That's kind of magical sounding.
To go into a movie, you got the wand.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm nice to know it's good and it's under high security because God forbid.
God forbid anybody take a photo of a screen.
All right, and Brendan's here. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, guys.
What's going on, buddy?
I'm here. Yes, I've taken over the spot otherwise occupied by Sarah.
Good. And Sarah isn't here because
I was told she was in New York.
Oh, that's what they told you.
You're right. Did you believe them?
No, I don't believe anything anymore.
Sarah's actually in New York. She's watching the Fantastic Four movie and doing the junket and the screeners and all that.
And was the sequel Fantastic Five?
No, it's not.
I had to do that. It's like my Passenger 52 joke that no one seems to get.
We'll allow that.
All right, cool stuff. Impress me with something.
But actually, before we do that, Brendan, your buddies, they did the little film, The House of the Cosbys.
House of Cosbys.
What happened with that?
It's a shame. They received a cease and desist letter from Bill Cosby's people. And so on Channel 101, there's going to be no more House of Cosbys, I believe, very soon, which is sad.
They said 5 o'clock, so people have exactly an hour to go watch all the House.
Get on there, get them done before.
Cosby seems hell-bent on like taking most fun away from most things.
Pretty much.
He really is. It's like, wow. I think I once laughed at
everything but Jell-O.
Because the pudding pops.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
Well, he promoted new code. That could be where the whole downfall happened. Anyway.
All right.
Impress me, please.
The Samsung MM-A800. This will knock your socks off. This is just a production model that we have here, but let me see. I'll just show you here. Slides open.
Okay.
There you have it. And in the back, some people say, well, that looks like a camera phone. Well, guess what? Hidden under here is the lens. There it is. 2 megapixels. Built-in camera. LED flash. It can do movies. It can do all that jazz. You can get 30 seconds of movies with the built-in memory. Now, 30 seconds isn't a whole lot.
But it's 30 seconds more than what most people
Well, then hold on. Check this out. Proving that everything, that good things can come in small packages,
That's
honey.
like Smurf
Look at
small.
that. This is the Trans Flash memory card. This is 256 megs right here. It's a new standard. This is from the folks at SanDisk. They sent this over and hooked this up.
I'm just curious. You play with all this tech stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When you have an item that small, how do you keep it so you don't lose it?
I'm used to dealing with items of that size, so it's not a problem. I have good tabs on it. It's actually not that bad. I mean, it stays in your phone. The only time you're really taking it out is to put it in like an SD card reader or something like that, because it comes with a little converter there, so you can actually read it on your PC. But what's nice is that you don't have to take the memory card out to print or anything like that. It has like the built-in pick bridge, so you can go right to a photo printer from the camera. What's really cool is this is the Sprint model, of course, so you have the built-in Sprint TV stuff, so you can watch Adult Swim, CNN, E, all the cool stuff on there.
Yeah, but it's not free, though.
It is not. No, you have to pay the Sprint service, which I think it's like $5 a channel. So if you got 10 channels of TV, that's an extra
also
$50.
just know what you like. Don't use that to browse.
Exactly. And here's some photos just to show you real quick. I don't know if we can get close-ups of these, but I mean,
could
you can
quite
print
the
them out.
Ansel Adams.
Look at that. Now look at that handsome devil right there,
at it.
huh?
Quite the-
He did a little review on that camera for us on the website. And there's the beach, where there's only one set of footprints. Excellent phone, Samsung MM8800. But I have a lot of issues with Sprint, which we'll get into at some other time, which is going to keep me from not buying this phone.
Wow.
Just throwing it out there.
My,
Brendan, I'm
Captain
sorry, Brendan, I had
Reservation.
to.
Oh, also with about your
The
earlier
good
comment,
people
Kevin,
at Sprint, Kevin.
about the earlier comment, don't ever pitch that underhanded again.
Okay, will not. And then finally, we have a Google Earth just launched today.
Okay.
This is a big deal here. It's Google Earth. Remember the Keyhole software to allow you to navigate around the world?
Yeah.
Then Google launched their Google Maps. Well, now we've got Google Earth, and let me just get this puppy going so you can see what it does. I just said, hey, let's go to New York. It's going to do the nice, slow, trendy zoom in. You'll notice it says
You're
trial
falling.
mode. There is a free version of the program that doesn't say trial mode, but this is the pro version that we're running, which has higher res images. It supports GPS navigation if you want to run this in a car.
Wait, for what pros?
Well, it's like you can pay $20 for like the prosumer version, which will give you the GPS and stuff.
Right, but if you're like professionally getting lost, I mean, what is
Yes.
what,
if you're
who
a
are the
professional at
professionals?
needing navigational guidance, no, let's say you're at a company that deals with topographical data, or
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay.
It has
All right.
spreadsheet support, so you can put in multiple waypoints. But notice the 3D buildings. I mean, this is something that I don't think has been done before in
That's
software like
really
this.
impressive.
Full rotation. I can turn on and off the building views, but let me zoom in just a little bit more because this will get really hairy. Here, hold on a second. Let me get in here, and I can turn on dining, which will pop open restaurants and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's really easy to pick one.
Yeah, well, it's all integrated with the Google. So, like, let's say a 3Z restaurant, I click it, there it is. There's the address and the phone number, and I can get Google directions right from here. So, let's say I want to drive from California all the way to New York to try out this restaurant. It's going to calculate that for me and show me all the turns in 3D data.
It's wow.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, look at that.
It is very
There it is.
impressive.
There it is.
Whoa!
There's every turn that you need to make. I can get stuff along the way. I can watch census data. I can see the crime stats for each town I'm driving through in case I need to make a detour. Postal codes. You name it. There's even an option that a user sent in to turn on a layer of data that will show you webcams in the area. So you can get a 3D view of the buildings and then pull up a webcam and get a real-time view of the street. Combine that with A9.com, and all of a sudden, you're really, really paranoid.
The world's just getting smaller and smaller every day, Kevin.
That was sorry. All right, and then finally, this is just a nice little flash animation. This takes all of the Michael Jackson Moonwalker sprites and throws them into a bunch of Famicom games. Here we go. These are old NES games, and there's MJ. Woo!
Whoa!
Huh? There he's moonwalking across. I don't even know what that game is. It's in Japanese. I'm sorry, but there he is. Now he's taking off. Oh, I know that one.
Okay, we know this one.
Hold on. Yeah, way to
Yeah,
defeat him.
wow, look at that.
Whoa, what's that going on there? Come on, it's.
Where's one they
Wait,
jumps
look
over
at
a dike?
that! Yeah, that was a home run, and he's moonwalking. Come on.
I like the
Kicking balls.
German disco music that accompanies this.
That's
too.
a Final Fantasy song, I think.
Oh, well, sounds like German disco music.
If you want to jump up on the mini table and take your shirt off, Brendan, Adam would like that.
You know what? I was doing that all day yesterday.
You were,
Yeah.
actually.
I know, but I'm still twitching
Look at
because of it.
Tetris,
So-
it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
Michael,
all right.
you still live on.
Go watch the animation. This is
Damn.
stuff there. All right, our guest today is the lovely and talented Jessica Chobot, and we just know that you've got something that you're dying to ask her. Just keep it clean, Adam, and everybody else who's calling in. The number is 800-839-7880.
And you can email us at g4tv.com/askaots, and you can chat with us at chat.g4tv.com.
Now, I'm sorry, I don't remember telling you that you can move, actually, because when we come back, Brendan goes off to Wired's Next Fest and tries not to break anything. Nice dance.
Remember back in science class, the only fun you ever had was when you got to go to the field trip to the museum? Well, if you're one of those kids, like Kevin, and never paid attention in class, then Wired Magazine's Next Fest is for you. Welcome to Chicago, home of the Next Fest Wired World's Fair. It's kind of like the world of tomorrow. A world of flying cars, Philip K. Dick robots, and bionic nurses that can lift you clear out of bed. So follow me, won't you? You know what? We gotta go around the other way. So, it's a flying car.
It's really a flying car. The Jetsons are coming through.
Tell me about it. Does it make that little, like, annoying sound, you know, when George goes out to work?
The M400 is designed to take off and land vertically and then go up to about 350 miles an hour. The last test flight we did was back in, I think, November of 2003. And now we have engines that are about twice as much horsepower as what we had before. And we'll be demonstrating late in the fall or early in the spring of next year.
I'm sitting here in the lovely... Phil, just a second. I'm sitting here in the apartment of Philip K. Dick with an exclusive... Philip. All right, you want to talk right now? Let's go. Philip, thank you for having us in your lovely home. What I want to know is if androids really do dream of electric sheep. Any comment? I'm sorry?
I have to process that one for a while. That is a generalization.
Good point.
What is your real name?
My real name is Yusuf Saloum.
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer. And you?
It's art. It's basically a robot of Philip K. Dick, just like in his books and his movies. It uses speech recognition, and then it goes into like a custom AI that we created that mines from text that Philip K. Dick actually said. And it's a kind of synthetic, I think, silicone-based skin that allows very lifelike human expressions to be made with very low-power motors.
Was Harrison Ford your first choice for Blade Runner?
Whatever gave you that idea?
Gotcha. Couldn't see me, could you? It's because I'm wearing this reflective coat, which is made out of the same type of stuff that they put on freeways to reflect light. What you're seeing is actually coming at me, bouncing behind me, and coming straight back at you. And that's why you can only see my hands and my face, and now you can't see me at all.
This is called retroreflection projection technology. It's the Invisible Human project. In contrast to regular mirrors in which angle of incidence, angle of reflection, the light comes straight back at you in the direction that it was shown.
If you're feeling lazy, hook up your favorite nurse with this thing. So she's getting in the power assist suit right now, and she's gonna lift me off the bed as if I were some sort of bedridden invalid, which I'm not. It's air compressed, so it knows how much air to release based on the sensors on the nurse's muscles. So is it comfortable? It is? I think I'm right about as heavy as they'll let me be. I'm 170. I had a big breakfast though, so I'm not really sure how this is gonna play out.
That's cool.
First time I've ever been picked up by a woman. My car is over there. Is that cool? Part 2 tomorrow, Kevin. We're going to have more fun from Next Fest.
Yes. Too much for one package. Too much.
3 packages.
Wow. Too much for 2, apparently.
I know.
How about that creepy Philip K. Dick robot? Seriously.
It was very cool.
Could it actually hold a conversation with you, like, honestly, or no?
They told me that you have to speak very slowly, and I have a bad accent. I don't know if you've ever heard that. And they said that was probably hurting my chances of conversing with the Philip K. Dick robot.
Right.
But he's
One of these
looking
days.
at me all weird.
Oh, all plastic.
I just wanted to get off the couch, really.
I got you. Understandable. All right. Now, please come back, folks. Don't leave me alone with Brendan and Adam. We'll have a look at the mysterious Russian solar sail. See, it's more than just a punchline for the feed.
And we've sanitized all our handheld devices in preparation for Jessica Chobot.
You probably all remember Jessica Chobot's last visit to our show, so we don't really have to explain why we're anxious to have her back now, do we? No, we don't. Jessica, welcome back. No taste test today, I promise. I promise.
My tongue's staying in my mouth.
When you did, that's a disappointment. Here I was all excited for the interview, but that's fine. We'll move on and I'll bottle the anger. You left, and then an interview happened on IGN.
Yes.
So, what happened? So, with the interview? What happened with it? What happened?
That is my Michigander speak. The thing with the written word is tone does not come across quite as well as you like it to.
Sure.
That and the fact that I learned a valuable lesson. Just because you're having an interview on a phone does not make it casual, so you shouldn't be looking at comic books at the same time.
All right. It was to explain that the IGN interview came out. It was filled with some pauses and some ums and some ahs, and those weren't edited, and so people had this sort of impression of you, and they didn't maybe perhaps take your love for all things gaming seriously, but they would have been misled then, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I do talk like that. I mean, my ADD definitely came through on that interview, but hearing my voice and then obviously it's just
sure. And how did they react? How did the message boards react? Did they give you a break, or do you think that they got on your case because you're a girl gamer?
I think they got on my case not necessarily because I'm a girl gamer, but more because I kind of diss Nintendo a little bit in regards to E3.
You see, you can't do that.
Well, tough. I mean, you know, it's just one of those things where...
An ally in the battle against Nintendo fanboys.
Yeah, against the fanboys. That's two of the things that really bothered me, I think, out of all of the posts that I happened to come across in regards to the interview, was one, that I promoted stealing because I had mentioned modding, and two, that I hate Nintendo.
Right.
And that I'm strictly Sony. You know, nobody even mentioned Xbox. I mean, I have all three systems. You know, I've had a Nintendo system since the very beginning.
Sure.
I don't hate Nintendo. I just don't appreciate what I feel they're trying to do in regards to the U.S. market.
I understand. That's understandable, and everybody knows if you don't have open gushing praise for the Nintendo, you're on the Nintendo fanboy blacklist, and it happens.
Yeah, exactly, it does. And whatever.
Right. Well, since then you've started actually writing for IGN, though. You have a column, and it's very serious and it's very hardcore.
Yeah.
You getting any love off that? What have the columns been about?
They're what I consider a grab bag of all things dork.
All right, I'll take that.
It's just I'm trying to bring fun back into gaming and the whole video game genre. I feel that that's kind of gotten lost along the way. So this is really straight from the heart. Everything that I have just come across that I think is cool or fun or want to share with people.
Right. Now, in your first column, you wrote about MMOs, the massively multiplayer games. So tell me about it. What are you playing right now? What's interesting? What should people be drawn to right now in the MMO world?
Well, I originally got into the MMORPGs with Final Fantasy. I had taken a break, a long break from PC gaming since the original Unreal Tournament, and never really got back involved until Final Fantasy Online. And
you're not still playing Final Fantasy,
no,
though, right?
I ended that.
We've upgraded since the Chocobo sandwich eating. And
years,
okay.
Well beyond Final Fantasy Online. But right now I'm currently playing World of Warcraft and Guild Wars.
All right, now that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Which, if people at home are watching, they want to know which to get. Can we do it? You got to pick one. Is it going to be the Guild Wars? Or is it going to be the World of Warcraft, and why?
If you have to pick one.
Just one.
Just one.
And taste is not an option. Taste is
not an option, but let's say money's an option.
All right.
I'd say go with Guild Wars.
Really?
Cash, just for the cash aspect alone. I mean, it's flat rate. You don't pay a monthly fee. You're all on one server, so you can hang out with all your friends. You don't have to join up with different friends on different servers. You can just change channels, and you're instantly there.
What character are you playing in Guild Wars right now? What do you have?
I have a warrior I just started. And she has a cool helmet.
That's all that matters.
She looks so cool.
Jessica, I know you just upset the Blizzard fanboys now, so I can't wait to read your emails on that. But
no, but World of Warcraft, that's the thing. If you can afford both, definitely get both.
All right.
They're both so excellent.
We buy that. Jessica, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. And there you have it. To be sure to read more of Jessica's WTF column on IGN Insider. And for more of her general musings on geekiness, you can check those out at redassbaboon.com. And we both love Nintendo. I just want to make that very clear. Now, look, you've committed yourself to watching the show, so don't half-ass it, guys. Stick around. Because the feed, for one, would appreciate it if you made a little effort for once. Seriously. And we set sail for outer space with the Russians. And that's next. Hey sports fans, welcome back. It's my great pleasure to bring you the first ever Attack of the Show original movie, Not Without My Office Jesus.
Ooh, I like that.
It's riveting.
That's good.
But before that, we have DVD Tuesday.
And I helped Kevin sort out the crap From the crap that's funny, from the crap that's a possible sign of the apocalypse. And that would be in It Came From eBay.
Love it. Now, Carl Sagan, he once wrote that we have lingered long enough on the shores of the cosmic ocean, and we are ready to, at last, set sail for the stars. Well, a private group of space advocates have taken that idea to the heart, really, and attempted to revolutionize space travel in the process. Adam and viewers at home, we bring you now the solar sail.
Okay, here's the idea. You get a sail in space that's so thin and low mass that photons, the impact of energy from light, will push it through space. It's a result of quantum physics. And everybody supposed that it should work, and now it's the first time in human history we're really going to try it. So it's a very cool time. It doesn't have nearly the impulse of a chemical rocket, but it's there all the time. And so after a while, you'll be able to reach speeds that are much, much higher than anything we can achieve with a conventional chemical rocket. Hundreds of thousands of kilometers an hour. We'll put the solar sail blades like that when we're going around the sun, going away from the sun, and then we'll feather them or twist them going toward the sun. This thing is made of this crazy lightweight mylar, super thin, 5 micrometers. Stuff in your balloons will be 10 times that thick. Cosmos Studios, along with the Planetary Society, hired some people at the Russian Navy and arranged to buy a former intercontinental ballistic missile. This would be an ICBM aimed at the west coast of the United States and was designed to cause mass destruction, for real. But as the old saying goes, swords hammered into plowshares. They bought this rocket and modified it to not send a relatively heavy warhead on a ballistic course falling like a rock, but a somewhat lighter weight warhead with a little booster, a kicker, into low Earth orbit. And that's what we're going to do today.
The two communities of science in the United States and in then the Soviet Union never allowed the political disagreements to interfere with doing the science together. So that's another reason why we're able to do this.
Possibly we'll have some of our first panoramic images of the spacecraft by late tonight, if all goes as planned. And of course, in spacecraft, when you're launching things like this, it rarely goes as planned.
We're less than 1 minute from launch. We're at T-minus 30 seconds. Anticipated launch in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch.
Do we have nominal launch?
So he's calling that we have the nominal launch.
One moment, Moscow, this is Pasadena, please listen. The flight is normal, the first stage is separated. Ah, great. No, I didn't hear this. Please report it. Relay. Okay, good. So it means it's been launched more or less in time. Victor, quiet. Doppler signal was received at the beginning, but then it was lost. And that might be just connected with the fact that that's when the motor burn is occurring too. And so at least there is some signal that things were alive at that point, which is good. That's all we know at this point.
The next big moment is to try to hear from the spacecraft first and foremost at the bigger stations in the Czech Republic and near Moscow.
Moscow?
Yes.
Did you see anything?
Yes, no, I did not receive signal. I did not.
Nominally, the spacecraft would come up over Shemya radar site, Cobra Dane, which is in the Aleutian Islands of Alaska. Stratcom reports that they did not sight any objects. They were looking for the nominal trajectory, but they did not see anything at that point. The second opportunity to look at it was over Kwajalein, which is in the South Pacific. It's our missile range test area. They did not pick up any radar cross sections of that side either.
You know, obviously there's some unknown aspects to this, and we'll look forward to getting the information. What I like about science and engineering is that it's straightforward and honest. And, you know, whatever we discover from this mission, if it's not a success, we'll still learn from it. You know, the way to the stars is hard. We are open to new dreams and to try again to realize this dream. And we'll do everything we can to make that happen. We'll see you guys another day.
Okay, I realize it was a downer and everything, but did Bill Nye say that he bought himself an intercontinental ballistic missile?
Yeah, he did.
I could have sworn this was like the pretense for going to a war a couple years ago. And the science guy from PBS, and apparently he has not been affected by any cuts in those programs. He goes picking one up. I don't understand.
There's a commie Craigslist, and it's easy to find photos.
Okay.
No, it's actually, that turned out, it's a good point, but it turned out to be kind of the downfall. In fact, an early investigation into what went wrong has actually pointed to the rocket itself, indicating that the satellite never actually got into orbit, flew into the Bering Sea shortly after takeoff. So if any of you see it floating around, why don't you give Bill Nye a call?
Yeah, well, the other thing is, don't trade vodka for warheads.
No,
Never do it, kids. Now, put on your special news goggles. It's time for the feed.
My arms don't stretch.
We are sorry, but we just can't take court cases seriously when they involve potential monopolies. We've been scarred for life by Parker Brothers. What can we say? Still, microprocessor manufacturer AMD has filed an antitrust case against rival Intel, claiming Intel has engaged in unlawful activity in order to gain the lion's share of the microprocessor market. Of course, AMD has recently released a new processor, and the lawsuit could be doubling as some free advertising. Still, this all follows a recent ruling by the Fair Trade Commission of Japan, which charged Intel with the same thing. Intel, in turn, didn't contest the claim. So Intel probably uses questionable means to get people to use their products over their competitors. If this is at all shocking to you, I'm amazed you were able to figure out how to turn your TV on. If you thought the battle for Middle-earth ended with the Ring's destruction and the Hobbits playing bedroom grab-ass, you were wrong. Peter Jackson has forged a lawsuit and is charging toward New Line. The Kiwi director alleges that New Line Cinema, the studio that financed and distributed the Lord of the Rings movies, engaged in some crafty contract interpretation and underpaid him for his award-winning trilogy by as much as $100 million. In response, a lawyer for New Line called the director's actions piggish and added that Jackson has enough money to, quote, rebuild Baghdad. We're not sure how a court is going to rule, but Jackson's probably getting calls from the White House as we speak. If you're wondering why Pakistan is taking 2-hour lunches and spending an inordinate amount of time making personal calls, it's cool. The internet's down. Problems with undersea cables have knocked out access for 10 million internet users. And officials claim the problem could take as long as 2 weeks to repair. The fault has been traced to a point in the Arabian Sea 35 kilometers south of Karachi. Technicians are currently on the way. In the meantime, I'm sure there are a lot of unemployed programmers here in the U.S. who wouldn't mind picking up the slack. Hey, Pakistan, you want to outsource for a couple weeks? And finally, you scientists, you waste our time with boring research and dull experience, but then you go and do something like this and totally redeem yourselves. Thank you. Scientists at Pittsburgh's Sapphire Center for Resuscitation Research, yeah, that's really what it is, have created zombie dogs. That's right. They found that by replacing the blood of clinically dead pooches with saline solution and freezing them, their tissues and organs would be perfectly preserved. Then the dogs are defrosted, their blood replaced, and they are electric shocked back to life. Tests showed no brain damage, and this has given hope to science that science may be able to defeat death. The only visible downside here, however, is the procedure resulted in what was quite possibly the worst Iditarod in history. Seriously, that thing went on forever. That's the feed. Now, here are Kevin and Adam, only one of whom saw War of the Worlds last night.
Oh, yeah. Awkwardly enough, I think he's right.
All right. The thing with the dogs, the Iditarod thing?
Yeah. The zombie dogs?
I finally saw something that used, worse stuff than what we do on our show. This is just a special moment in terms of the flappy joke. You're going to
Is Kevin Rose going to have to home roam? No, all right, maybe not.
All
maybe
right.
not. Come on now.
Zombie dogs.
That was an excellent animation.
It was excellent. All right. I love zombie dogs, though. But that's because I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter, like somebody here. But since there's no multiplayer online loving games, at least none that I care to partake in, we're going to have to go on killing each other in our weekly LAN party.
Woohoo! Our game this week is the Battlefield 2 demo, and if any of you know any other place where you can fire an automatic weapon while parachuting, then please go spend your time there and give us a call and give us a direction.
It's kind of rude.
We'd like to. Really?
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to find out, register. And you do that by going to our website and clicking on Join Our LAN Party. That's where you get all the details and the links to get yourself started. And we'll see you Thursday for the LAN Party.
Now, I could give you a million reasons to come back, but perhaps you'd settle for 2. And we'll do that. It came from eBay, sees you looking at it funny, and you know what? It doesn't care for it one bit.
And Chris Gore brings us mud wrestling soldiers, French secret agents, and neurotic cartoon animals. And it isn't even our birthday. Joy! Before Sarah left, she told me, Adam, I leave you a segment passed down to me from my mother, and her mother before her, and her mother before her. Now, stand up straight, dear men. Don't stand like a slouch. And with that, she was gone. Now, it's up to me to carry on the great tradition that is DVD Doomsday. I can't get more intense than that on the show. Really?
Thanks for that intro.
Well,
That
thank you.
was
Well,
great.
Chris, I thought,
Awesome.
oh my gosh,
I'm back.
I'm here with Chris Gore.
Look
I'm
at
here
this.
with Chris Gore.
We're like 2 movie geeks.
Exactly.
This is,
So this is a good time. And actually, I'm very excited because the first movie is one that I didn't even know was coming out in a special version, but it is, and it's Stripes.
It's Stripes, yeah. It's 18 minutes of extra footage. What's cool about this special edition is you not only get the original theatrical edition of the movie, but there's an 18-minute extra footage where they actually go AWOL and they go to South America. It's crazy. Bill Murray, you know, and going nuts with the you know.
Where does it happen during the film?
I don't know if I can talk about some of the things that happen in this.
Kind of on the naughty side.
Yeah,
That's
little
why
naughty
maybe
side.
it's extended.
Little naughty. But originally, what's interesting in the commentaries, you found out this movie was originally written for Cheech and Chong.
Wow.
So now you kind of know where that was going.
Nice.
It was originally going to be Cheech and Chong join the army.
I mean, obviously, I think this of the early Bill Murray stuff, this was one of his best ones.
This is definitely the best one. I mean, and the fact that it's so rich with extras, a documentary, commentary, deleted scenes, 2 different ways to watch the movie. I mean, it's fantastic.
When you say 2 different ways to watch the movie,
yeah, the theatrical
like where your
version,
chair is,
and then you can actually watch it with the deleted scenes integrated into the film.
that's cool. That's
kind of like the X-Men 1.5 DVD that came out, where they actually put the deleted scenes in the movie, which was kind of cool.
Okay, I think our enthusiasm is giving it away, but where do you rate this one?
Oh, this is definitely a buy.
Yes,
Definitely
buy.
And
All right,
another thing to mention, what's cool about this is this was the era when they used to make films, you know, R-rated comedies. That had,
that's what I was about to say.
You know what? That had nudity.
You kids out there, you'll know what you're missing.
Nudity,
all right,
so
moving on.
it's awesome.
Danger Diabolique. Now, this is not the classic Diabolique, the French noir movie. This is something altogether different.
I think it's pronounced Danger Diabolic, but I could be wrong.
Here I am trying to make it sound
there you go. Yeah, that's
Diabolic. Okay.
But it's directed by Mario Bava, of course, more from the Italian horror director. And this is a cheesy spy thief movie. He's like a super spy. He's got a supermodel girlfriend that changes her wig every scene. And what's funny about this is it's really kitsch sense of humor. I mean, the outfits in this are crazy. The gadgets are weird, over the top. And it's really, to me, the influence for Austin Powers really came from this film. I mean, one of the many influences.
It looks a little bit like Peter Sellers and Pink Panther as well.
A little bit of that going on, but it's goofy, over-the-top action, bizarre, and, you know, the commentary on it is hilarious. Also, what's interesting is the Beastie Boys like this film so much they actually did a music video where they integrated footage, and the music video is on the DVD.
Really? Okay, well, what's the bottom line on this puppy?
Bottom line of this, though, is it's a rent. It's one of those things where it's worth seeing, which is a recommendation. It's worth seeing, but not worth keeping in your collection.
Even though the Beastie Boys like it, I guess it's 5 years after that you could say, oh, I like dog poop. We're like, I gotta get dog poop. Anyway.
Yeah, you don't need extra dog poop.
No, we don't need extra dog poop. Okay, Ren and Stimpy. I think everyone knows what this is, but
now I have to fess up actually, and I have to come clean. I actually personally know the guys who do Ren and Stimpy. In fact, I hung out with them quite a bit, and they did this drawing of me.
Look at that. Okay, just so we know, these are naughty words.
I can't actually tell you what these things say, but yeah. So I think in the interest of full disclosure, I just have to tell you that I know these guys. So maybe this review comes with no credibility whatsoever.
All right, but I'll call you out on it. So this is the 3rd season.
Yeah, well, season 3.5. They did. What happened was when Spumco with John Kricfalusi, who created Ren and Stimpy, they did this sort of 1.5 seasons of great episodes of Ren and Stimpy. Then what happened is they fired John, frankly, because he couldn't make the deadlines, and hired this other group to finish the cartoons that didn't do as good a job, I would have to say.
Right.
But Chris Felucci wrote most of the episodes that are on this DVD set. So you see them kind of, they're not as good as they could have been. But what's interesting through the commentary is you find out that his real vision is to recreate movies, cartoons from the 40s. That style where the artists are in charge, not the writers.
So even for Ren and Stimpy fans, where does this fall? Buy, rent, kill?
The thing is, it's just not a lot of extras on it. There's only commentary in about half the episode. So I'm giving it a rent. Worth seeing, just not worth buying.
Now, you brought a little special something along.
Little special something, just as a warning. If you're like me and you're in the video store and you see this DVD, just get a close-up on this, and you stare at it for about 5 minutes, which is what I did, still not worth seeing. I know Selma Blair with tremendous...
Large knockers. Let's just go ahead and say
melons, whatever you want to say. John Waters made this, Dirty Shame, kind of came and went in the theaters.
Sounds like it's good, but...
Sounds like it's good. It's a pass. Not John Waters at his best. Check out like Pink Flamingos, Female Trouble,
or
anything else by Waters.
Some of that. Well, Chris,
Serial Mom,
it is always a pleasure.
It's great to hang out.
And we'll be talking once the camera goes away.
Yeah,
we really will.
Let's do that.
And remember, if you want to appreciate more of the world of Chris Gore, you go to filmthreat.com or chrisgore.com. That's your name. That works out well. And of course, that's how you can support the Chris Gore cause. Now, I know you're looking at me and thinking, Adam, don't try and give us lame excuses to come back after the break. So I'm not going to. But today's It Came From eBay is perhaps the funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm just saying. Also, Jessica Chobot is going to answer your questions and bring a much-needed feminine touch to today's show, which is pretty masculine.
On the next attack of the show, if two rock bands fight and no one is there to tape it, does it make a sound? Does it? The director of the documentary Dig has the answer. Plus, we'll show you how to fool fingerprint scanners and put those smudges on your stemware to good use. And it was just too much tech for one show, so we return to Wired's Next Fest 2005. That's the next attack of the show. Please consult a physician before watching. I know, Jessica, I don't know if you watched the attack of the show yesterday. Just nod your head yes, even if you didn't. That'd be great for my self-esteem. Thank you. Great. So you tuned in, and you know then that Jake from Jupiter, Florida asked Adam and I why in Super Mario, why do you turn into a raccoon when you grab a leaf and that allows you to fly, yada, yada. We clearly didn't have the answer. We BS'd our way through it. But apparently, Jake, you owe a gentleman by the name of Nate a cookie because he emailed us with the answer. Now, you turn into a Japanese mythological creature called a tanuki. A tanuki.
That's cute.
Yeah, now here's a picture of a tanuki, apparently from onmarkproductions.com. It's a raccoon dog type creature that is very mischievous. Ooh, and of course he has giant testicles and can stretch its scrotum as a parachute, and that's the possible reason for flying while in tanuki form.
Kind of like flying squirrels, but with nuts.
Yes.
Well, which is squirrels.
Which is squirrels, yeah.
I mean, there's the connection right there.
And if he comes back to the green room and tries to demonstrate the flying Sessler, tell him not. Tell him, no, thank you, I'm cool.
I'll run.
We'll have a pass.
It'll be good.
Yeah. It's college days. It's bad. All right. Let's take some phone calls, shall we?
That sounds good.
Let's get to it there for you today. Sean joins us on the phone from Modesto, California. Sean, how are you?
I'm fine.
Doing all right? You sure? I mean,
yeah.
Cool. You have a question for Jessica?
Yeah, my question was, what console games are you currently playing?
What console games?
What console games? Yeah, you PC only, or you?
No,
you said you own all three consoles,
I've got all
right?
three. And I'm doing. I've got so many. I never finish anything. I've got Jade Empire running. I've got Star Ocean going. I've got Xenosaga going. I have Devil May Cry 3. I have. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
Well, no, go ahead. I mean,
that's the ADD comment earlier.
I'm sure they'd rather hear you go on and on.
Gosh, let me think of what else I've got. Let's see.
Let's take another call. Let's do that. I think you gave him plenty of games to marinate on.
Yeah, that should be good.
All right. Do we have one more caller on the line or no? Are we out of time? We're out of time. I'm sorry, Jessica. There you have it.
That's okay.
You made one man stream come true. There you go. Now, like a flea market hosted by the Manson family, it came from eBay.
The flying Sessler?
Now, here's some interesting eBay auctions. It came from eBay, Adam. I don't know if you've seen this on the show before. We're going to start it off right away with the butt-shaped apple. This is the ass of all apples.
This is like the second piece of ass fruit that you showed me in the past 2 days.
Whoa! Maybe you can clarify that later. But now the viewers at home are really
remember
confused.
the squeezing?
Oh yes, I remember that. As long as that's all the ass fruit we talk about today. There you have it. What's interesting about it is that not only is it an ass-shaped apple, it's going for $225.
Well, it's
no. I take that back. It's updated. $255.
I have to say, of all apples, because apples tend to have a tendency to want to do that.
Yeah.
That does it better than most of the others. I mean, you could probably make it into a postcard. You
It's
know,
an ass
wish you
apple.
were this apple or something.
There you have it.
You send it to people.
There you go. Ad space. A lot of people are always selling ad space on things. This one is an interesting one, and I'm going to scroll. Pardon the motion sickness viewers at home. It is for ad space on the world's largest fur ball. This is fur collected from actual dogs. You can see how it started out here, and we have groomed it into this large contraption
it's not
here.
naturally occurring because
No.
that would just make it.
But there's also an animated GIF to go with it and plenty of Texas flags, in case you weren't sold already.
Well, that's good. It's go Texas.
$99 starting bid. No bids yet, and I hope it doesn't get any. There you have it. And then this auction's a little weird. This one, it's the history of like the weird and unusual and bizarre things that we see on eBay, as told through the story of a Barbie doll. So I'm going to scroll here. You'll get, like, you remember the teapot photo? I don't know if you remember the infamous teapot photo on eBay with the guy in his kitchen. Well, there's Barbie doing it, and here she, of course, she gets knocked up, and now she's selling the name of one of her kids on eBay, and
it's a wholesome family tale.
Exactly. It's a torrid family tale. Actually. Pretzels in the shape of the Eiffel Tower. It's all there. It's the history of crazy eBay auctions. It's actually a really fun read. So go and check it out.
So it's really there for the read. Is there an actual material item?
I think you're going for like the Barbie doll itself. I'm not quite sure, but it's got 36 bids and it's up to $81.
Do you sometimes lose faith in humanity when you do this segment?
No, more when I do the show. Actually, and read the message boards. eBay is really the only thing that brings me hope. And finally, this one's one of my favorites. I'm going to throw it out there. It's Freddy the Party Flamingo, $9. But let me just show you Freddy's adventures. There he is tapping the keg. Oh, hey, who's the two women, Freddy?
Oh, my God, those are scary people.
I don't know what's going on there. He's dipping into the pucker, and there's something going on there. His neck around a Freddy. Freddy. And, of course, just like every Friday night, it ends in bed with the lubriderm and the barely legal. It's Freddy the Party Flamingo.
Well, you know what? You sure spin a good yarn there, Pereira.
Huh? Always expect the unexpected when it's came
from eBay. Now, I don't know about you, but the idea of three guys sharing a couch and a laptop is enough to bring me back after the commercial break. Kevin, Brendan, I get cozy with your emails and chat questions after this.
Attack of the show, baby. Attack.
Hey, Need for Speed fans. Yeah, you. The Need for Speed Most Wanted Blacklist tournament comes to Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, California. That's on July 9th. I'll be there. Say hello. Enter the video game tournament for your chance to win a trip for two to the Need for Speed Most Wanted World Launch Party. Now, online registration opens Saturday, June 25th and closes July 6th. And space is limited, so reserve your spot today. Register online at needforspeed.com. Now, Brendan is the gatekeeper to the world of IRC.
I am the
today.
I figured since I owned the couch, I would take up the chat.
Please do.
This is your couch?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I lease it to the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's really good of you.
No, I know.
Yeah,
It is.
It is. Do we have chat questions?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
G4Ray J99, do you think the Xbox 360 will go down like the Dreamcast as a result of its early release?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, that one's, there's only 3 consoles, and the Dreamcast was one of 4 consoles, and the Dreamcast had probably one of the worst marketing machines ever behind it, even though I like the ads.
At the time, Fred Durst hawking the Spyro logo just didn't cut it. And EA wasn't on board for the longest of time. So,
Right, I mean, there's a lot of strikes against it, which it's Microsoft. I mean, they're going to buy their way into your home. If they
I'm sold, fellas.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Done.
Monkey Moon 55. Where does Adam stand on violence in video games?
Interesting.
I really don't have any problem. I'm really tired of people getting so upset about violence in video games. I in no way believe that it causes violence. A lot of people kill in the name of religion, but people aren't banning that.
Right.
My other thing for violence in video games is my biggest issue personally is when it reaches a level of sadism. A game like Postal 2, I find it's like, you know what, you're not doing it with the right kind of finesse to make it entertaining. I think Social Fortune 2 sometimes overdoes it, where like you're encouraged or you're supposed to be kind of doing these gory things. If it's a matter of playing the games, I don't have as much of a problem with it.
There you have it. He got his answer. The show is over thanks to our guest, Jessica Chobot, and of course, Mr. Chris Gore.
Coming up next, a show with girls. Maybe.
Oh.
Please don't let it be an arena rerun. No.
What's wrong with we got
Oh my God.
Back into your way.